Hello and welcome to week 6. This week we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be using a rugby ball to exercise. So, making sure for me guys that you're working for 40 seconds for each exercise and then having a 20-second rest. That's going to be the time frame that we're focusing on for today. Let's get started. The first exercise we're going to be doing are Russian twists. So we have done these before. We're going to be extending our arms out in front of us, holding onto our ball. We're going to exhale as we twist to one side, remembering that the hips are staying facing forward. And then we're going to inhale back to the center and exhale, twisting to the other side. So we're working into our obliques. So this is the side of the abdominals and into the core. So we have 40 seconds of work. Let's go. Our next exercise we're going to be doing is incorporating a squat with a ball throw up. So just to remind you of how we're squatting, we're imagining we're sitting down onto a chair, our feet are hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider if it feels more comfortable for us. We're bending our knees, pushing our bums back as we go down. Remember, imagining we're sitting onto that chair. When we're at the bottom, the weight is in our heels and we should be able to wiggle our toes. We're then going to drive up through our heels, and as we come to the top, we're throwing our ball up into the air, catching and going back down. So one smooth movement. So we're going to breathe in as we come down, breathe out as we come up. 40 seconds of work, let's go. Our next exercise is going to be a lateral step. So, to be working into the leg muscles and into the inner thigh muscles, we're going to take a wide step to one side. We're bending down, the hips are coming back, the front knee is bent, and the inside leg is straight. So this is where you should be feeling it, onto the inside of the leg. We're then going to drive up. You're then going to do the same onto the other side. So we're lunging down, hips are pushing back, keeping that knee bent, this leg straight, feeling it into the inner thigh. So all we're doing is lunging from side to side. We have 40 seconds of work. Let's get started. Our next exercise, we're going to come into some reverse lunges. So we've done these before. All we're going to be doing is stepping back into a lunge position. So we're going to take a big step back, bending both knees. Remember, we've got a bit of a 90-degree angle with our front leg. Back leg is also a 90-degree angle, and we're keeping the weight pushing through our heel. So we're going to breathe in, go down, breathe out, drive up, change legs. So reversing down, working into our legs and into our glutes, push up through the heel, feet back together. So all you're doing is stepping back and reverse lunging. So keeping that weight pushing through the heel to come up. Are you ready? Let's go. Our next exercise is going to be a variation of a ball burpee. So all we're going to be doing is taking a bit of a wide stance with our legs. We're going to be squatting down, tapping the ball onto the floor, reaching up, extending our arms with the ball up above our heads. If you want to work harder, you can tap the ball onto the floor, hands can come either side of the ball, and you can step your 2 feet back and then bring them back to your starting position and extend. So you're coming back almost into a high plank position, but we're just stepping the feet. So one more time, hands come onto the floor, step back, step the feet back, and extend the arms up. So it's entirely up to you if you want to just go for the simpler version, squat down and extend, or if you want to use the legs as well. We've got 40 seconds, let's go. Our next exercise is going to be working into the upper body. So we're going to start with a chest press and then go into a shoulder press. So holding onto your ball, elbows are up nice and high. You're going to breathe out as you extend the arms and breathe in as you bring the ball in. Elbows are up nice and high. We're then going to breathe out, pressing the ball up above our head. Breathe in, bringing it back down. So breathe out, elbows stay up, breathe out, and back. So we've got 40 seconds of those. Off we go. Our next exercise is going to be something a little bit fun that requires a lot of skill. So making sure you have nothing breakable around you. We're going to come into our knee ups. So you have the option to do this. Of course, if you are worried about making this move work, you don't need to use the ball. We are going to take our ball and bounce it on one thigh. We're then going to do the same onto the other thigh. If you're worried about it, don't worry, you can just bring up the knees like this. You can go as fast or as slow as you like, but I think it's much more fun to use the ball. So 40 seconds, let's go. Our next exercise is going to be toe taps. So all we're going to do is place the ball onto the floor, and we're not going to be putting any weight on the foot that we're lifting up. All of our weight is going to be on the grounded leg. So we're just going to be tapping the ball with our toe, foot comes and plants back down onto the floor, and then the same on the other leg. Again, you can go as fast or as slow as you like, but all we're doing is tapping one leg at a time. So we've got 40 seconds of work. Let's go. Our next exercise is tricep extensions. So we're going to be holding onto the ball like this, extending our arms overhead. Elbows stay nice and close to our ears, and all we're doing is bending our forearms, elbows stay where they are, and then straightening. So we're going to breathe out, breathe in as we straighten. Notice that my elbows stay where they are. So we have got 40 seconds of this. Let's go. Our next exercise is going to be our wood chop. We've done something very similar with resistance bands. So all we're going to be doing is extending up into the corner of the room. Notice again, my body is twisting. My torso is twisting to the side that my arms are extended. And then we're going to come all the way down, tap the ball onto the floor. We're squatting here, so hips are going back. We're lowering down, tapping the ball on the floor. So we're extending, and you should be feeling a nice pull into the oblique, so into the side of the body here, and then down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for 40 seconds on one side, and then we're going to come and do 40 seconds onto the other. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same onto the other side now. So we're extending the arms up, twisting the torso, so you should be feeling a stretch into this oblique, so into the side of the body. And then we're squatting down, tapping the ball onto the floor. So breathe out and breathe in, tap the floor. Are we ready? Let's go. This next exercise, we're going to be down on the floor. So we're going to be doing a figure of 8. So sitting on your bum, you want to tilt your hips forward so that you're slightly engaging into your core. You shouldn't be feeling this at all in your lower back. If you are, sit forward, reset yourself, and make sure you're sitting up shoulders are back, chest is open. So all we're going to be doing is taking our ball under one leg, over the other. So it's coming under now and over. So just like a figure of 8 over the legs. If you want to work a little bit harder, you can do it with your legs up. That is entirely up to you, just bringing them around in a circle like this. But to start with, we want you just to try and go into your figure of 8 whilst engaging your core. So if you're sitting forward, you're not going to feel it working into the core. So remember, take a little lean back, feel that engagement, shoulders back, chest open. Let's go. This next exercise, you're going to have 2 different options. We're staying seated onto the floor, hands are coming behind you, fingertips pointing towards your toes. So we're going to bend the elbows. We want to engage the core, so drawing that core in, belly button to spine, squeeze into the abdominals. So the first option is to extend your legs and then bring them in. So what we're going to do is breathe in and then breathe out. Breathing in and out. If this feels too hard, you can just extend one leg at a time, like this. Notice that I am still leaning back, so I'm still feeling it working into my core. If you want to work harder, we're going to place the ball onto our feet. So this way we have to make sure that the ball is balanced. So tucking in, breathing out, breathe in, extend. Okay, so we've got 40 seconds of work. Let's go.